Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tech Impact, and I am setting up the studio for 1 second. It's been a hard week, and I'm losing my touch. Let's do the introductions. Good morning, everybody. My name is Bruce. I'm a content creator and a blockchain advocate. Jean-Luc.
My name is Jean-Luc, the son of Bruce, and I've had an interest in technology and software for most of my life.
And we are honored to have Sharon Meyer today with us. So Sharon, go ahead. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Sharon Meyer. I'm policy advisor at the Department of Economic Affairs, Commerce and Industry. And I'm...
Sorry, Sharon. It was my mistake. I'm going to ask you to do it again.
Again, okay. My name is Sharon Meyer. I'm a policy advisor at the Department of Economic Affairs, Commerce and Industry, and also a business advisor at the unit of Expert Desk.
Wow. That sounds very a lot of responsibility, right?
Yes, our unit is helps our businesses, our local businesses, with different workshops and guidance and information when they want or have the idea or are potential exporters. So we help and we give every information on exports.
Wow. And just so you guys know, and let me explain a little bit here at Tech Impact, we're all about technology that has impact on people's lives, and we believe that there's a lot of upward mobility possible, and we actually have some cool ideas about digital goods and services and exporting them, and me and Sharon, our colleagues, actually were working together on something that's coming up, right? So let's talk about that for a second. We have Export Week coming up.
Yes, we have the Export Week. It's from 7th to the 11th of June. It's a whole week. It starts from 9 a.m. till 12 noon. So every day from Monday to Friday. No, my apologies. Friday, it's still 12:30. The rest of the day is from 9 to 12 a.m. There will be different topics, different speakers, local and international speakers. So it will be really topics regarding e-commerce and also the future of digital payments.
Yeah, and that's why we thought it was interesting to have you here on the show because, as advocates for cryptocurrencies, obviously that touches base a bit with digital payments. And we're super excited for this Expert Week. I'm also going to be a speaker. I have a lot of experience integrating e-commerce solutions, with platforms like WordPress, and I have a little bit of experience with small businesses here on Aruba, and it's always a struggle a bit because you have these kinds of services that exist outside the island, right? So we import these services sometimes, and but we also have now. People are interested in seeing what can blockchain mean for a business, right? And we talked about that. So is there going to be speakers that are going to talk about that?
Yes, we have. Just to give maybe it's better to give an overview of the week.
Sure.
I call it traditional e-commerce. We start the first 2 days with the more traditional way of doing electronic commerce. And then in the middle, we will have best practices and testimonials of a group of ladies that are currently exporting. And
Wow.
also we will have expert coaches. And the last 2 days of the week will be really the future and the latest trends and blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So maybe, I don't know, Bruce, if you want me to go through
Sure. We're here to talk about your week, and because we're super excited about it.
So when we talk about export, of course, this week is about e-commerce, but there are some topics that are also important, like logistics. And on the first day, on Monday, this is for all businesses that are interested in doing business with Santo Domingo. Some businesses know that now there's a possibility to the ship line Don Andres that goes from the Dominican Republic to Curacao and Aruba and back to the Dominican Republic. So we will have speakers from Agio Port and from Don Andres. So all the questions that you may have regarding shipping, importing, and exporting, through the islands, but also with the Dominican Republic. We will have the speakers in this week on Monday. Then we will have JC Marketing with Mr. Jorge Zaraga.
Okay.
He will give a presentation about getting ready to conquer new horizons with powerful e-commerce website. So again, that's the traditional part, I call it. So what you need now to start doing business online. And at the end of Monday, we will have customs. We will have two speakers from Aruba Customs. We will have Miss Angeli Leerdam Nuboer and Miss Sharina Hernandez. And again, this will be really interesting because they will talk about tax, import tax benefits and exemptions. Like for instance, when you're doing business with Curacao, or how can you profit when you make a product here in Aruba and would like to export it to the US or the European Union. And there are also, if you're a manufacturer in Aruba, what benefits can you get when importing, when you're producing products here in Aruba? So all these topics will be on Monday, 7th of June.
Let's elaborate on this. Let's take time with it. We can have a little bit of fun with that. So yeah, go ahead, Jean-Luc.
So for the listeners who don't know, what is e-commerce? What are we talking about when we say e-commerce?
Right. Well, I think that's why the Export Week, it's going to be a webinar. So my first question will be is this webinar open to the public?
Yes.
So anybody can log in on that date?
They have to register first.
Right.
So there is a link on the Facebook page, on the website of the Department of Economic Affairs, but also on the Facebook page of Export Desk. So they can register. And after registering, they will receive a link so that can participate, and it's completely free. So they can choose also which day, if they do not have the time to attend all 5 days. Although again, on each day there will be valuable information.
It sounds great. Just to help out, of course, we'll be putting this link on at the post page when the show is finished. So we'll be sharing that. What I found interesting, I want to get back to the benefits. Once upon a time, I tried a project called Authentic Aruba, and where we pooled together, and that's kind of where we met. And we pooled together these local creators, crafts, let's call it craft sauces, which was the base of most of it. So Pikiti Papaya, right? Pika Jelly, and it was amazing. We had so many beautiful products, and this is pre-COVID, of course.
Yes.
And I think it's very important because it's hard information to find. I don't think it's a simple Google search, so I think it's going to have a lot of value if we can learn about the benefits and exploit them, right?
Yes.
So have these benefits been implemented lately, or have they always existed?
Some of them, and that's I think why we are trying to bring awareness, because some of these benefits existed already for a long time, and
right.
businesses do not know about
exactly.
them. So and sometimes you miss these opportunities.
Absolutely.
And that's why we organize yearly or Business Week or Expert Week.
Well, you can count on us always for start getting this information out there, because we do believe in small business and entrepreneurs.
Of course.
And I think we're living in a world where, especially in COVID, you can see that it's been really tough to be innovative, because to be innovative you need to have a little bit of capital. And I think that's a great thing. And going back to, I guess it's sort of a shipping route, can we call it that? So
Yes.
and does that mean that we get access to another economy maybe? So if I have a product that maybe I started, some simple product that may not need FDA approval or something, we could start exporting towards these strategic partners?
Exactly, and that's what I said. These are valuable information, because there are a lot of opportunities in the Caribbean itself. Because sometimes when you think about exporting, you miss certain opportunities because there are a lot of bottlenecks that maybe can be solved in an easier way. So with this route, as I mentioned, You can think on importing different goods from fruits to construction products to cosmetics, but also on exporting, or if you need certain materials to produce things here in Aruba and then to export.
Yes.
So there are lots of opportunity, and they will talk about everything, about the freight, about fees, any question you might have. They will be there to answer all these questions.
Super interesting, super interesting. Yeah, and also, e-commerce. I sort of see it as it's a big term, and it's very important to give people as much information as possible. My producer's coming in to help out. And remember, this is a relaxed show. We can make mistakes and we can talk about anything we want. But yeah, getting back to e-commerce, what do you think that is for you? So let's go through a definition for a second. What is e-commerce for you? So electronic commerce, I guess?
I would, from what I understand,
Yeah.
it is basically selling goods online. If you want to buy, sell, trade any type of good, may it be data, may it be a bracelet, may it be real estate.
Right.
The instead of it being from in person and with the contracts and everything, it would be just done online via the internet, via a computer.
Yeah, and remember, I think it's interesting to point out, and that's why it's awesome. You're thinking about a whole true ecosystem. If you're going to do business online, there is an aspect of a goods going somewhere. We're going to talk about digital goods, and that's something also that's very exciting. But yeah, if you need to have a warehouse, maybe you need to buy in these products and store them safely, and then you need to have some kind of business deal, a good contract that you can save money with or exploit a new market. So I think that's very cool. And going back to the speaker for e-commerce, can you repeat that for me and remind me?
Okay, on the first day,
Yeah.
Monday, it's JZ Marketing,
Yeah.
Mr. Jorge Zaraga. Mr. Jorge Zaraga has ample experience and expertise in website, but also branding and everything you need to know regarding this aspect.
Super, absolutely. Okay, so of course the expert week is titled "The Future of Digital Payments," right? So
It's both. It's e-commerce, latest trends, and the future of digital payments,
Super.
including, of course, cryptocurrency.
Yes. That's
Yes.
where I'm very excited. And what do we have on the second day?
When you mentioned warehouse, it brings us to the second day. The
Cool.
second day is again about logistic, but also doing different doing business in the U.S. So
Yeah.
we will start the morning with the economic developer of Doral himself, Mr. Manuel Pila, will be
Whoa.
our speaker. Yes, he will be there to talk about a lot of possibilities, because there are even now possibilities of having a warehouse / small office in Doral. Or there are even possibilities about consolidating a freight.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There are a lot of possibilities for small business that you didn't have before.
Okay.
Being a small business and exporting, people think you have to export containers and a lot of materials, but there are also a lot of benefits, because Aruba has a sister city agreement with Doral.
Right.
So again, I'm not going to give a lot of details.
And
So
we have to market the event. That's why you're here. Yes.
So, Mr. Manuel Pila himself will be there as a speaker to talk about all these opportunities for our small businesses. So we will start with Mr. Manuel Pila, and also we will have a business that is currently in an Aruban business. That is established in Doral, extremely successful, so that I will leave that as a surprise.
Nice.
And,
Exciting stuff.
Yes, because then you can really know about, again, It's not sometimes easy, that we know, but it's not impossible also. Some people think it's extremely difficult or there are a lot of barriers, but this company is extremely successful, won a lot of awards in technology.
Wow.
Extremely innovative business. So we keep that as a surprise. That's,
Super
that's the
exciting.
second day.
So just a reminder, we'll be putting the links for this webinar. It's going to be for free. And we'll be sharing that on the bottom of the post page later on. And what do we have on Wednesday?
No, we didn't finish
Oh,
yet
excuse me.
with the second day.
We have the
And
whole show today for this.
Yes, we closed then the second day which is June 9th. June 8th, Tuesday. The last speaker will be from Iveni, Business and Technology. It will be about sourcing from Asia, tips and best practices for finding suppliers. So if you're interested, Miss Michelle, if I'm pronouncing her name right, I hope so, Michelle Lo Chung
Okay.
will be present. She will have actually two opportunities because she is also seeking a strategic alliance with businesses here in Aruba. So if there is a business that wants to partner up with them because they have possibilities of exporting and importing to Asia, they do all the logistic part for you. They partner up with third parties regarding quality.
Okay.
So with an agency on quality, because it's not only sourcing your products at a lower price, but also that they comply with international standards. So
ISO, right?
ISO standards, but all the necessary, because depending on the product, it can or will need to apply to a different standard. So they work with a third-party quality agency, which can guarantee that if an Aruban company wants to maybe think about packaging or some raw material or whatever you need that for producing or for making your products in order to sell it locally or export or even enter the Asian market, they will be available. And they want, again, you do not only get this information, but also the opportunity, if you're interested, to, because they're looking for a partner in the Caribbean.
Okay, interesting. Well, just to share a bit of the experience, for some of our clients, we're always looking for, sometimes we need promotional materials, and you look for, you basically go to Alibaba.com, and it's always like, I don't know, how can we trust? And we've learned that it's sort of hit and miss. It's a little bit like Amazon sometimes. You buy something and then you're disappointed, and then I think that's kind of what they're trying to fill the gap in. That quality control and ensuring that your investment is not wasted. Because, for example, we created a new, let's say, bag for delivery, right? And the bag became a promotional material, and then you're looking to get it as cheap as possible, basically the best price, because that's the world nowadays, profit and loss, right? So, but what was interesting, they did send us the samples. But even if you get samples, what are the guarantees? And then you have to buy 10,000 units, and then what's interesting, that if you do engage Alibaba, the cost is not very transparent. It's all, when it gets here, then you're confronted with the pricing. So usually we always think, it's going to cost, let's say 3,000 guilders just to get, 10,000 units or something. But it's a shot in the dark. So I think that's what they are trying to achieve here, is just to streamline that process, right?
Yes, and there are even possibility that they do on the ground visiting, and so all the services around it they can provide. So
Nice.
it's
Super.
not only like you said in the blind buying something or even getting samples, but through the whole process they can assist.
Super cool. Super cool. Okay, what else do we got?
That was the second day. The
Yeah.
third day we will have testimonials and best practices, as I mentioned, from a group of empowered women exporters that are currently exporting. However, we have also a gentleman, so it won't be
It's
only
inclusive.
ladies.
All inclusive.
Only ladies.
They're becoming very powerful, these power ladies, right?
Yes, and it's really nice to see again because it's a different dynamic and a different way of doing business and how they are thriving, how they are exporting their services and products to the U.S. in the Caribbean, but also to all around. They started exporting and they.
You
are
can't give
really
away too
thriving.
much. Huh? We got to save that for.
Yes, but what's nice about it, we will start first with the international speaker, which is their international coach for Aruba, because Aruba has, maybe businesses don't know, Expert Desk partnered up in 2018 with RVO, which is Rijksdienst voor Ondernemend Nederland. RVO helps or gives subsidies and vouchers which Aruban businesses can apply for. And Aruba has 4 coaches. 2 are international coaches, one for the music industry. Ms. Tayana Mora is our international coach for professional services. And we have 2 Aruban coaches.
Wow.
So we will start in the morning with Ms. Tayana Mora. She guided this group of empowered women exporters so they can export their products and now go internationally. Each of the ladies will give like an introduction, small introduction, how are they doing right now, where are they exporting, but regarding what you need first to again grow your business locally and how to export successfully. So they are going to give things that help them when they were going through this process, because the Empowered Women Exported we started in 2019.
Okay.
So, and we meet every month. We started with different workshops and weekly, and then it turned in a virtual, you can say, business incubator of women, because they work with each other, they do partnerships with each other, they help each other, each from their professional aspect. So they help each other. And now they want to give back to the island and giving, these were the tips that helped me when I went to this process, so that you can then do also what
Have
I
higher
did.
chances of success. So
Success,
they want to share
yes.
their dexterity in this process.
Yes.
And make sure that let's call it now they want to share it with the community, the business community, the startup community, or even in a world on Aruba. I mean, we do have people that lost lots of jobs. I mean, we have 30,000 people that are not in a tourism sector anymore.
Yep.
And my thinking is entrepreneurship could be a solution for a lot of people. So if you lose your job, sometimes you gotta get cracking, like a rocket, go try something out, relearning new skills. And I think that's what we're all trying to do here at the Directie Economische Zaken.
Yes.
And us here at Tech Impact ourselves. I mean, we're doing this, we shifted our focus, So I had a business in digital marketing, for the free sector and tourism sector. And then we have to just refocus it and rebrand it and look at new markets. And we really believe in the borderless economy, right? So the borderless economy has that for digital goods and services and blogging and all these kinds of products that can be made, but at the same time we can make products and participate in the Caribbean region. And segueing into that, our relation started now with this Export Week with our project called Ada Caribbean, so Cardano for Caribbean, and we're members of the Caribbean blockchain. And what I'm finding very interesting, they're logging into the show right now, and because after this is our 5th show, so sort of our anniversary, and you're our first guest, and now we're trying,
nice.
and this is our product now, and now we're showcasing what we're doing on this island towards the Caribbean, and we're very excited to start working together with the Caribbean, and I'm feeling this cohesion, and there's a community now rising, and it's very collaborative. And I think that's what that group is also trying to achieve right now with the community on Aruba, right?
Yes.
So let's call them empowered women, empowered business women, power women. What's
Yes.
the official name again?
It's Empowered Women Exporters. Yes. And
Very
we
cool.
will finish Wednesday. We will finish then with the 2 Aruban coaches, which is Miss Laihin de Corti from Cornerstone Economics, and also Mr. Fritz Israel from Doc Opleiding. And both are professionals in their fields, and they have been selected by RVO to be the coaches for Aruba. So they will be there. Again, they are now guiding 2 projects, which is Art Without Borders and Tech Without Borders. So these projects are going on. The Empowered Women Exporter was the first project, but we, at the Department of Economic Affairs, we are also busy with other projects. But they are in the phase of starting to export. So, but these 2 coaches will be there because they have ample experience in helping businesses there with not only knowledge regarding growing your business, but also exporting.
Yeah, we talked about Artists Without Borders, and when I'm going to speak at the Export Week, I'll be covering search engine and marketing and fundamentals and what makes a site profitable, and in our opinion, traditional, the now. What I'd like to call industry standard, really, standard practices. But I will also talk about a current project we are doing for local artists, and we're going to try and achieve to create a digital asset, and how did we solve putting that online, and how we approach creating that. And of course, we would love to bring them into this show later on. So hopefully after this week, we're going to have this new little ecosystem of professionals that are tied for one goal. So hopefully we can get there soon.
Yes,
Yeah?
that will be nice.
Do you have a question, Jean-Luc?
Yes, very important.
I could see it on your face. Yeah, you're like, give me a chance, Dad.
It's fine, it's fine. So for the people who want to attend that seminar, will they also learn how to register with VGO in order to get access to the grants and learn about the entire process of how to work with them?
RVO, I think it was.
RVO?
RVO, okay.
My bad. RVO.
That information we can give at the expert desk. That's why I leave all the information and emails and everything. We give all the guidance. We even help with them filling the application, everything they need, because there are a lot of vouchers and subsidies they can apply for. So depending on their business and their needs, we can guide them for that.
For free, by signing up and attending.
That we can do in the Q&A session. But Expert Desk give information during the whole year, and we assist also during the whole year. Everything is free. All the information, all the guidance, all workshop, everything at the Department of Economic Affairs is free.
Super. Wow. Interesting. So let's move on. We're elaborating. We have about 30 minutes left, so it's going good. I feel like we're getting a lot of information. And are these sessions going to be during the day? How many? Is it going to be segments of 1.5 hours? So how can we see that in the planning?
So every day, as I mentioned, it's from Monday till Thursday. It's from 9 till 12 because it's virtually, sometimes, normally we used to do a whole day, but because it's online, it's a lot of information. So we're doing it from 9 to 12. We know that that's a good hour where people can
absorb information and learn. Yes, absolutely.
And learn, because more than that would be too much information. So every day you can see it. It's divided in 3 sessions with an opening and a closing section, and we have 3 to average of 3 speakers per day. So 3 sessions.
Cool.
And every session's like 45 minutes. 30 minutes with a presentation, 15 minutes Q&A. However, we will give all the information if the participants would like to approach or talk directly to a speaker, that's possible also.
Super, super. Sounds great. It sounds innovative and a plethora of opportunities that can be shared, right? So let's get to our stuff, the blockchain stuff.
Yes. So we start June 10th, Thursday, with you, Bruce.
Yes, yes, it'll be me.
Yes.
And I will share my years of experience. And what I try to do is raise their digital IQ. That's one of our projects that we started. And I'm going to repeat that now in post-COVID times. So we'll be talking about certain tools that you can use and making sure people can make the right choices and show them practical examples, especially on Aruba. And then, of course, we're going to move on to what happened after COVID, my interest into blockchain and blockchain solutions, and actually start talking about certain projects that we are doing and share that with the community. And one of the things that happened in our process is that we have a beautiful alliance, beautiful group of people from the Caribbean. It's Caribbean Blockchain Alliance and CBA. And let me give a shout out to Stephen Devereaux and all our speakers that are coming, and to help Aruba, really participate in this opportunity, So I'll be talking about that, and then it's going to move on to our friends from the Caribbean Blockchain Alliance. So who's coming?
Let me finish Thursday, Bruce.
Excuse me,
there's
sorry.
One more speaker because
it's all yours.
Yes, we want the actual part of e-commerce, which is the part of online payments. So we will have Mr. David Levy Maduro from CXP, which will give a presentation. It's titled, "Do you want to get paid? If so, would you like to get paid the next business day?" So they are...
Sounds good.
Yes, so they are going to give all the information.
Yes.
If you want to get, most people ask me, do you need to have a website to do e-commerce or to sell your products? But as CXP, Mr. David always tell our participants, you can have a link on your Instagram, on your Facebook, or whatever social media you're using, through WhatsApp. And you can use that link and sell your product and get in one business day your payment. So online,
super.
Here in Aruba. So he's going to talk about all these possibilities.
I remember CXP when they started. It was in a 2-week rotation, so there's a lot of improvements that happen on that platform. Just so the community knows, CXP is one of the first payment gateways that integrate with local banks, right? So let's leave it till there and let CXP explain the benefits. But I think it's a very cool project. And to be honest, I want to see more of that. I want to see more options for the community, the business community. That would be cool.
Okay, and now we proceed on Friday. I call it the more futuristic and part of the week, which is we start with Geneviève Leville. So Geneviève is CEO and founder of AgriLedger, co-chair of Distributed Ledger Technologies, DLT, Group of Tech UK. I'm not going to go in the whole bio of Geneviève. You will find Geneviève bio on the Facebook page of Exprodesk. In this coming week, we will start promoting each speaker. But Geneviève is extremely knowledgeable in helping everybody who's interested in the agriculture sectors, our farmers. And again, you can be an extremely small farmer here in Aruba and come visit and know what the possibilities are. And again, as I was talking with Geneviève, people think, no, AgriLedger, blockchain, it's for big...
I imagine kilometers of farming, very industrialized, massive size agricultural projects. But he's saying it's anybody can make use of it.
And
Yeah.
again, there is a beautiful example of this in that has been done in Haiti. So these are examples again that it is possible here in Aruba. So what we are bringing is not like only the latest trends and things that are nice to know, but that are applicable here in Aruba.
Super,
So and
yes.
they understand the Caribbean, they understand small islands, they understand sometimes what are the barriers and how to overcome them. And as I talked to Genevieve, if we can do it in Haiti, definitely we can do it here in Aruba. So everybody who's interested in agriculture, are you a farmer? Do you want to know more about blockchain and what it can do for your sector? Even regarding food safety. So all this, Genevieve will come and talk about it.
I am super excited about that one. Yes.
So I have another question. For our international listeners, is this seminar open for people from outside of the islands to be able to just sign up and listen?
Yes, of course. Anybody who's interested are more than welcome. All the presentations will be if it's PowerPoint or slide decks, whatever they're going to use, it will be in English. So it's understandable. They can follow it. So yes, they are more than welcome to join.
Good question, Jean-Luc. Thank you for that.
And then we will proceed with Mr. Hallam Hope, also from Caribbean Blockchain Alliance. And Mr. Alan Hope will talk about different topics. Mr. Alan Hope is knowledgeable in policy making, but also in education and also everything to do with blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So he will talk about a lot of possibilities. I'm inviting also people from the creative industry.
Yes.
To come and hear what are the possibilities on blockchain.
Yeah, I've been talking with him in the last week, and he has a very, positive outlook, and it's the scope that blockchain touches is unlimited, really. And I'm really excited to have people that have the experience, right? So that's where we're going. We're going to a place where you have blockchain as a concept, but then you have people that have applied it in interesting ways. And I can't wait to see his presentation.
Yes, and these are practical tools also that they're going to talk about. But again, for me, the most important part is that it's not something that it's not achievable.
Exactly.
So they're really going to give examples and things that can be done here in Aruba.
Super.
And we finish, we have 2 more sessions on Friday. We will have Mr. Paul Helmich. And Mr. Paul Helmich will also talk about blockchain opportunities. However, the interesting part about Mr. Helmich is that he's going to elaborate, because Aruba has 6 promising sectors, and he's going to identify in these 6 sectors and subsectors what are the possibilities for Aruba on blockchain. So I'm really excited about all the
Me too. I can't wait.
On Friday.
I don't even want to elaborate on it right now, what we usually do, but I think this is a super initiative from you guys, and we've been working together for years, and Export Week has always had this challenge, right? There's a gap between what the community can invest in and the possibilities out there. There's things that have been happening, and COVID is something that has been economically disastrous on the one end, but it has pushed innovation because we had to, and we need to start approaching the post-COVID world as an opportunity now. Now it's about being efficient, and I believe that, and I'm happy to hear it, is that this is an initiative from our island ourselves, right? So, and we're looking to become a participant in the Web 3.0, right? So this is the new age, and it's there for the taking because nobody owns that. That's what I think is interesting from the internet. The internet has shifted from, Web 2.0, which is these conglomerates that have the monopoly over a lot of stuff, have even a monopoly over our sometimes even our political beliefs even, and then just throw that out there. But now we're going to a place of community-driven, and that's what the internet was about in the beginning. It was between two universities, and it was about sharing knowledge. And now we're finally coming back full circle, where these communities are solving problems and are willing to share. Their business is open source, and I think that's what's very interesting. Open source is not only a software concept, it's an industry concept where open source, you can come in and improve it. And if you improve it, you improve the ecosystem or the industry that it touches, and then within that, there's upward mobility and growth. So
I'm sorry to interrupt, but you're using terminology that some of our listeners might not understand.
Then filter for me, Jean-Luc.
So please, you are more experienced with this, because I think I grew up with Web 2.0, but what are the differences?
Well, that's a term that is by a certain doctor about the impact of technology. But let's put it this way. So Web 1 was static pages, and generally information websites. And then Web 2 came rich media experiences because of programming languages, and the browsers became more powerful in capabilities, and Ajax and Facebook and the rise of social media and rich streaming, gaming experiences. And within that, what happened, the big guys win, so then, who can imagine a world without Google and YouTube now? When I give my courses at the Curso de Empresario, but that's a business course at the Chamber of Commerce, in my 6 years there, I would ask, so what are your favorite websites, right? And now I have to ask the question, do you visit a website that is not YouTube, Google, or Facebook, or Instagram? And the answer is usually no. And I think that could be a problem, because how many websites are there in the world? Arguably billions. And the interesting is that we have certain pixel real estate, so we have a screen, and we don't get to go. We're letting big companies shape our thinking and the algorithms, right? So, and now we're going to go back to a place where Discord came and it's community driven. WhatsApp is creating groups and it's community driven, and that's what I think is exciting. And now even us, the professionals, are starting to see that if the community drives it, there's going to be success and direct impact in that community. And I think that's interesting.
And very simply, open source. What does it mean if something is open source?
Well, let's just put it in practical terms. Okay, so for example, once upon a time, I used to make websites just by coding it, right? So HTML is what they call it, hypertext markup language. And we would have to, Photoshop and make the slices and put it together and code it, and you upload it on a server and you have a website. Then in Web 2, one of the elements was now the customer wants a content management system where they can update their own websites and not call the web designer. So we had to relearn that skill. And I found an open source project called WordPress. And WordPress is not owned by anybody. It operates on a I think it's called GNOME license. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it's free to use. And you can install it for free. And what happened? And I had to learn about it by working with it. And then all of a sudden I realized I'm solving a whole bunch of problems for my customers. So they can log in now, update. When they need a calendar, WordPress now has a sub-community that's creating software that you can pay for. So you can see that's an example of what an open source project is for managing a website. And there are many more. For example, we have programming languages that are open source and the community improves it. Yeah. So they create a language and then the community sees a mistake and the community comes in. There's a website that is focused on that. It's called GitHub.
Oh, yeah.
So GitHub is a place where they upload programs to solve issues and then the community just comes in and helps out, right? So this is an example, another example of open source. And I believe that we as entrepreneurs, community members, government, have to start looking at open source projects because those are interesting projects. And I believe that we're risking becoming importers of all goods and services, including digital ones. And now we have to start becoming more efficient and understanding the internet, and the open source platforms out there like blockchain are going to help us do that. And let me ask you this, Shannon. What do you think about the potential for us to maybe export digital goods?
That's the way of the future, honestly. So that's where technology is going now. And again, some people see it as really unachievable and maybe costly.
Exactly.
Also,
yeah.
One of the questions I maybe will refer to you, Bruce, so you can explain this. Is that people think that, for instance, okay, we talk about blockchain, we talk about crypto or all these other possibilities, but what about the environment, the energy consumption?
We have to tackle that, don't we?
Bitcoin
Yes.
use a lot of energy that's not environmentally friendly. So
Absolutely.
what can you tell our participants that will participate in this Export Week,
Yes.
especially on Friday, which will be the whole day on blockchain and
Absolutely.
crypto?
Yeah. I think that's a great question. I did saw that comment come in, and it is absolutely correct. And that's why when people think about blockchain, they think about Bitcoin, and they think about Bitcoin mining. And absolutely, it is inefficient. And this is the reason why other alternative coins have come into fruition, that people wanted to approach blockchain in another way. To make a Bitcoin, they've set it up in a way that it needs a lot of computing power, so it becomes scarce. But let's talk about the cryptocurrencies that don't do that, because they're thinking about a new ecosystem. And this is where we're talking about Cardano. So for example, does it cost a lot of energy to produce Cardano? It does not. And that's the answer to the question. I'll go even further. Jean-Luc has a heavy gaming machine type of computer that uses a lot of power because it's about performance, and it has to render the frame rates and all that. We also have something called, and that's what we're also working with, Raspberry Foundation makes a single board computer that is highly efficient. And the interesting thing is that on a computer like that, Cardano is created. To keep it very simple, it's called proof of stake. So how Cardano is approaching this energy crisis is, can we make a system that can work on very low voltage power so we can deploy it in places that have no infrastructure? So we can imagine if you have a drop-in home that uses solar panels. Usually the trick is to keep your consumption down and keep it efficient. So, and you can do that. So they work with 9 and 12 volts. Well, with Cardano, you could do that. You could have a little server in your house, and it's creating more crypto on very low energy. So the notion that cryptocurrency is inefficient, it just depends which project you look at. And we hope that people are gonna know more about it. This is part of it, where we advocate with professionals that solve these issues. And definitely we cannot move forward with Bitcoin only. We have to move forward with the utility. So what can we do with it? And usually we have a hardware issue that's going to happen, because we do need computers to run blockchain. So
and that's the important part, and that's what we want to bring also in this Export Week, that there is a sustainable way of doing. There are a lot new technologies, so we want to bring this knowledge so that people, again, that have the conception or when they think about crypto, they only think about Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So to know that there are a lot of other possibilities and opportunities for Aruban companies currently that are sustainable, because again, we all care about the environment. So
that is the new, I think the next generation of entrepreneurs is going to be much more corporate and environmentally responsible. And I think it's part of the thinking, and that's part of the advocacy. And I think we're all doing a great job. And I think this is a great initiative from the Directie Economische Zaken, right?
Department of Economic Affairs. But
yes.
Bruce, before we finish, the last session that we will have on Friday will be from Airmeet. Airmeets is a platform. They're going to be there because, again, we want to educate, bring awareness and knowledge, because now due to COVID, a lot of things are done online.
Absolutely.
And Airmeet will be there to offer their services. People can go online already and start looking about Airmeet. There is free possibilities, options that you can apply, but you can do everything on Airmeet regarding if you want to do a webinar, a event like Expert Week,
okay.
or if you want to do networking, trade missions, everything online, even have booths online. So if you are organizing a event which it doesn't have the amount of people that can attend and be really creative and have a lot of possibilities, Airmeet will be there also to give this information to our local entrepreneurs. And it's a nice option for the Caribbean.
I do have to quickly mention, though, that while Bitcoin's energy consumption is massive,
Right.
and honestly, quite frankly, ridiculous,
Okay.
according to CNBC, roughly 76% of all of that energy that is consumed is produced by renewable energy.
Oh, there you go.
That's nice. But
And
still, we want to
lessen it, yes.
lessen
And
it, yes.
if we could lessen that and maintain it at 76% as an example, as a standard, then that would be absolutely amazing for the environment in order to help sustain a blockchain with low voltage and more than 50% is energy, green energy.
Yeah, and I think if we take into account our region, the Caribbean region, it has to be applied so to see if it works, because technologies that work, for example, in Canada, we've seen this with that vertical growing. Once it comes into this environment, it's a totally different thing, and it is difficult to do control environment in the Caribbean. That's one of our biggest challenges. Controlling in the environment means lots of air conditioning, and I think, so I'm interested to see these speakers that are going to be there that have tackled those issues. And that's why it's important for us to be in the community, right? So in the Caribbean community, solving problems together, right?
Yes, and again, we are extremely honored to have all these, again,
Absolutely.
amazing speakers,
Amazing.
Local speakers, local entrepreneurs giving their experience, and also our international speakers. And we welcome everybody who's interested to know more about e-commerce or digital payments to attend Expert Week from the 7th to 11th. Go on the Facebook page of the Department of Economic Affairs, of Expert Desk, and on the website also, and you will find a link where you can register for free.
I think that's a great conclusion of the show. Shanu, do you have any other questions?
Questions? No, just a quick comment. I've had a lot of peers that have sought online to be able to make some form of income during COVID, right?
Right.
And they've had a lot of difficulties in trying to figure out a way on how to receive that payment in a way that makes it usable on the island.
Right.
And so I would suggest to those who are listening who've had that struggle to attend this seminar in order to learn all the different possibilities to be able to make that income, if they are interested, of course.
Absolutely super. Well, that's our shout out. Sharon, before we close and we give our goodbyes, we do have to kind of help out our Soppy Mix family.
Yes,
so Shannon always does the shout outs. So Shannon, can you talk about our colleagues and our cool shows at the Soppy Mix Studios?
The Soppy Mix family.
Soppy Mix family, yes sir.
So later today at 8 we have Raw.
Raw.
The hours have changed. Before it was 7, now it is 8. We have on Monday, we have Politicata Cruel at 8. And we have a new show, a new member to our family, Sincerely Carolina at 6:30.
Nice.
6:30 in the afternoon, not in the morning. These shows are in the afternoon. Jamars nos ting Florent Talk. That is at 6, right, producer? 6, thank you.
Getting the thumbs up.
And ocho nos tienen ejecuta.
Go ahead.
Sorry. And at 9 we have unfuckwithable.
Yes.
I will never get used to that, saying that.
Well, it's definitely a great name to get attention.
Yes,
It's
definitely.
marketing on point.
On point. Jarasung, we have Pillow Talk at 8. And Jawips, we have a new member to the Soppy Mix family at 6:30. We have Wild Podcast with Renee Wilt.
Okay, great.
Talking about...
Renee Wilt, Wild.
Wild, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super.
Talking about healthy
Living.
healthy living, healthy
Super.
Eating healthy, be
Living healthy.
working out. If you want to improve your health, you should listen to this podcast.
You got it.
We also have Soppy Mix as usual, but at 7:30 instead of 7. 7:30 Soppy Mix in Jawips. And then next week, this time we have
Tech Impact.
Tech
We'll be
Impact.
back.
We'll be back.
Yeah, so let me just give you a big thanks, Sharon, to come over and talk about this exciting week coming up. And just wanted to let you know that we plan to do this more, right? We're going to talk more as I'm sure there's going to be lots of impact, lots of ripple effect. So you're cordially invited in a future date to come back so we can explore what's happening after this week.
Thank you so much, Bruce, for inviting me. Of course, this is a amazing opportunity to share with all your viewers about future opportunities.
Yeah, thank you so much. So guys, let's do the good wave and goodbye and
have an amazing weekend.
Have
guys.
an amazing weekend. Te oro.